and the one after.
I've always said that if the rookies, when the rookies have their own grid, I don't think they develop as fast as they do when they're with the main class.
Yeah, you're 100% right, buddy. You know, unless there's two of you. If you look at the 600 class at the moment with Leatherland and etc., like unless they've got somebody with them, which they're just clearing off, when they're just clearing off they don't have, then they can't gain anything from those more experienced riders, can they?
Okay, Mitch Ducran then gets to jump at the start, puts his pink bits out in front as he heads up towards Coppers for the first time. Going with him though is Will Howarth. Ronnie Harris made a reasonable start. I think he's probably in third there. You'll get confirmation of that when he comes back past you with his white helmet gleaming in the sunshine. But it's the pink bike and the pink leathers of Mitch Ducran who are leading the way.
Certainly is, mate. Followed by Will Howarth and Ronnie Harris. And Ronnie Harris is having a little bit of a look up the inside, a little bit of a gap to fourth here as well. So we'll see if anyone can bridge that gap, because I'm assuming, because I couldn't tell, I'm assuming Bill Harris was one of those in the chasing the fourth place pack.
Yeah, I think so. Bill, only a youngster, of course. He's only 16 years old. His brother's only 18, so
I'm not
a big
jealous.
gap. No, totally, mate. Yeah, it gets a bit like that, doesn't it? But as Steve Costin was keen to point out, the two of them combined aren't as old as him.
It looks like Bill Howarth is the one, because and he's making inroads already, because he's gap fifth and he's closing down third. So they come back to you, mate. You can confirm.
Yeah, that's the way it looks to me, mate. I think might have been Jack Bettis. He found a way past there. They work the bottom of the mountain, so there's no great change there until the top three heading away. Now, Mitch knows he, in theory at least, is the quickest of these four, or these 30-odd bikes, I should say. It's not just the guys around him.
Yeah, but Ronnie Harris got the double win yesterday, everybody. But let's see if anyone can upset the apple cart. One of those being Mitch Ducran, because just like you said, he did set the fastest lap and the new lap record.
Okay, we come onto the straight there. Will Howarth's going to be trying to work the toe off to Cram, but looks like Harris is trying to go for the double toe across the line. They are 1, 2, 3 as quick as that across the line up towards Coppers. There is no change there. They're all playing follow the leader. Bill Harris is desperately trying to close the gap, and I'm not surprised to see that Ronnie Harris there with the double toe has gone the quickest of the bunch in the second sector there. It was Jack Bettis who came across the line there, so it is Bettis, Costin, and Bill Harris must have got a terrible opening lap there, because he's dropped down a couple of places.
Yeah, and he's looking for the inside move, and he's just taken the inside move on the run up to Park Corner. So Harris moves up from 6th to 5th on Costin. Bettis is clear on his own at the moment, but he's being gapped by the front three as they come round to the gooseneck. 1 and 2 are close together, and now third's joined them. So as they come down towards Mansfield, it's a 1, 2, 3 as close as that. Then a little bit of a gap to 4th, and a little bit of a gap to 5th and 6th, who are joined together.
Brandon Webley leads the way in the rookies at the moment, because it's a bad start for Brian. He loses 5 places on the opening lap there. Chris makes up 4 from towards the back there. So Brian's going to have to extract his digit if he wants to see his name on yet another gold medal as the leaders make their way across the top of the mountain for the second of the time. And we've got a new leader, mate. That's Will Howarth out in front, or it's certainly a black bike with a black helmet on. So that's going to be Will who's leading the way. Be interesting to see the times. He was the fastest in the first sector by a good few tenths of a second ahead of Mitch Ducran. So now it is Mitch who's playing the catch-up game. We're going to wait to see where they're doing as they come out of Barn, and that is Howarth, and he's going to come across the line, but Ducran is working that toe beautifully. Harris trying to pick up another toe from the pair of them. Up we go towards Coppers. Is there a change? Mitch has a look but can't quite do it there, and it is Howarth now who leads the way with a 38.944. So that's your opening bid there. So we're around about a second away from the new lap record, but I imagine we're going to see that coming down very shortly, mate.
Yeah, we've got, as you said, Howarth in front with Ducran second, but it's 3 abreast as they enter Park Corner. 3 abreast, and third place has gone to Thirst.
That'll be Ronnie Harris.
Mr. Graham was looking at Howarth, and Ronnie Harris went, I'll have some of that and take the pair of you.
Excellent move. There we go. The youngster's got some great racecraft on. I think he's done the British Talent Cups before. I think both him and Bill had a go at that at one stage, but I think his parents realised that you spend an awful lot of money and achieve very little there, whereas you come here, you can spend your money and have a lot more fun. And I do know the family are really enjoying the racing.
Well, so are we, mate. So are me. That was great stuff up Park Corner, and they're just about to come through. This came back to you.
Poor old Mitch has dropped down to third place, so the quickest man around here on a mini-twin is now going to play the catch-up game, because Ronnie Harris has now moved up into the lead. Howarth has lost the place there, so Ronnie is the big mover on this lap, making up 2 places on that particular effort. We'll wait and see if Bill can close down Jack Betters as well for that 4th place. Over the top we go. Now, interestingly, the fastest man in the first sector this time round with a purple in the 57.1. That's a second quicker than his brother. That is Bill Harris. Here we go then, over the line, and we've lost Mitch to Cran, mate, because he's not come across the line there, unfortunately. That'll be over at the Hall Bend somewhere, a little bit of chatter on the radio. It is a 37.900 for Ronnie as he leads Will Howarth over the line, but unfortunately Mitch has not just dropped to the back of the field, back of the bunch, he's dropped to the back of the field there, because he has gone AWOL, which is a great shame after yesterday's effort.
Between first and second here now.
Yeah, it's a second or so across the line there. And Harris Bill has moved into that 3rd place as well. Now he's the one with the empty track in front of him. Interestingly, Ronnie was the quickest in the 2nd sector. Bill was quite slow in the 2nd sector, so I'm wondering if that involved an overtake somewhere on Jack Betters perhaps. We'll wait and see if Bill can play catch up. I wouldn't be surprised to see purple next to his name with the empty track in front of him. Obviously he would have been held up a little bit. There would have been a yellow flag over the back there, which is why his lap time is relatively slow compared with the others. He would have had that brief hesitation as he avoided Mitch, the flags and everything over at the Hall Bends or wherever it was, down at Hairpin maybe.
Yeah, that's all split them up really. All that close action is now gone because it's a distant 1, 2 and 3.
Wonder if Mitch had a look at Will Howarth at the Hairpin or something like that. Mitch went down in the try and that's where he lost the time there, because it's a lot of time to lose.
Down at the mountain for you, mate. Not sure who that was, but I can see from here, lovely overtake, right up the inside into the bottom of the mountain.
Sorry, I was looking at the wrong window, unfortunately, so we'll have to wait and see who's done that. And, wow, Ronnie Harris is the one making the most of the empty track, actually. He's suddenly gone purple in sector 1. He wants that lap record back. He comes across the line. He's half a second slower than the potential fastest. It's actually his, I think. So he's half a second away from where he ideally could be. And he would be in the mid-37s if he'd put that lap together a bit earlier. He's now got nearly a 2-second advantage though over Will Howarth. Will has got nearly 3 seconds over Bill Harris. Then behind him is Jack Betters, another couple of seconds. So the main battle we've got is James Nage, who's just moved past, and Steve Costin. Steve will probably be running into trouble with the shoulder that's giving us some chip after a few laps, and we are 4 laps into the race now. These are 8-lap races, so poor old Steve might be feeling the pain. Rob Bryant's made up for that bad opening lap. He's moved down his way back up to 7th place overall, and that puts him in the lead of the rookie mini-twins. He's 2 seconds behind Steve Costin at the moment, and I wouldn't be surprised if he closed that gap down with the empty track that he's got in front of him. Kev Lilly is in 8th place ahead of Jack Wolf and Brannon Wibley. They're having their own little scrap for the minor placings in the rookie mini-twins at this stage. King Crisp overtakes Parsons on that lap. Fernley is in 14th place. Then we've got Eagling, Elliott, Onley, Durant, and Fernley's is just coming across the line there, I think. Yep. And unfortunately, the only AWOL person is Mitch Ducran. Nobody doing anything special in the first half of the lap there. 57s is the time. The quickest one of those 57s, though, is Ronnie Harris. The 57.165 that he's done is around about 1.1 seconds slower than his absolute best. So I do wonder if that lap record is going to get lowered any more at the moment, because there is no challenge for him. He's come across the line. He's done a 38.0, which is still about a second quicker than either Will Howarth, who he extends the gap to, and also Bill Harris. Jack Betters there in 4th.
I thought that, mate, when they all split up, I thought they're going to click the laps off now, because instead of fighting amongst themselves and having to make time to get past people, etc., they've now just got to make sure they don't lose too much time in 1st, 2nd and 3rd, and they're pretty clear to get the positions they've already got with minimal risk. So yeah, lap record's not going to get knocked about this time.
No, I don't think so. I mean, Ronnie Harris in real terms is half a second away, which, as you well know, mini-twin racing is an absolute lifetime, and that was on his absolute best lap. So yeah, I think we might have seen the best of their times so far. There'll be a few PBs dropping in here and there as people find their right way around Cowbog. Tricky place to learn. As you well know, I do remember coming here many years ago. Somebody I used to race against quite regularly said, "No, I didn't do the Friday, I don't need to do that, I can learn tracks really quickly." All of a sudden he was struggling to get into the points. Cowbog Cadwell Park is one of those places that needs a little bit of practice, doesn't it, mate?
Indeed, mate, indeed. Maybe you should have gone down the PlayStation route. Someone is off, number 36. He's all right. He's just decided that he doesn't want to use the grey bit between Charlie's 2 and the end of the park straight. He'd rather ride around on the grass.
Number 36, that's the rookie then.
It was a rookie, Scott Elliott. Yeah.
Scott Elliott, that's your man, yeah. Just trying to find Scott's first name.
He's all right. He's just rejoined the track, carried on, having a nice sunny Sunday ride.
Obviously maybe harking back to his motocross days, that's what it might be, because a lot of these guys do come from a bit of MX. So, Harris, that is such a regular podium these days, it really is. The fact that they're covered by 6.5 seconds, that's what's a little bit irregular there.
Shock, isn't it?
Jack Bettis all on his own, he's definitely got no friends there, he's 6 seconds behind and 6 seconds ahead. Costin and Nudge, though, very close. This is probably our only main battle on the track, actually, mate. The one for 5th place. That'll be coming back towards you very shortly. A little bit of a scrap also coming back with Wolf and Wibley. They're having a bit of a scrap as Bryant is all of a sudden going down the field. So I wonder if you've lost the leader in the rookie mini-twins there, Rob Bryant, who was doing so well yesterday that the Seaford rider suddenly has dropped 4 places, and I think that could be 5 places. So he's gone AWOL somewhere, mate.
Mate, you're right with the 5th place battle, man. That's going to run to the end of the race, that is, because they're getting closer and closer together on the run up to Park Corner, and as they come round through into the gooseneck, those two look like they're going to be doing this fight right to the end.
Well, don't know where Bryant's gone off, didn't hear anything on the radio, a little bit of chatter, but it's very hard to actually pick it up and keep headphones on and things like that. So Rob Bryant drops down the order, which is good news for the people who are battling him in the championship. I don't know if the current leader, Jack Noble, is just missing this one round, or if he's unfortunately had to pull out for the year. We do see this with rookie riders, because I think the trouble with racing is you don't realise the commitment involved, do you? In
commitment,
going racing
time and
season.
money and effort.
Yep.
Yeah, there's a lot goes into getting out on the track.
Yeah, and to do it, weekend after weekend, it does get very, very hard work, and total respect to anybody who has done it.
Costin and Nagy just coming back into your view there, mate. They are joined at the hip. This is going to run this one.
Yeah, no, James Nudge, he went did some F900 racing at BSB as well. James, who hadn't seen him for a while until this year, he has come back. Also, I think his dad builds engines for these things as well. So
he's got a nice sweepy line round Charlie's 2. He's managed to get him in the slipstream. He's right in the slipstream and he runs up alongside on the run up to Park Corner, takes him on the run up to the corner before the braking zone. So we've got a switch from 6th to 5th with Costin on Nagy.
Okay, so that's pronounced Nage, mate.
Nage. Okay.
Yeah, no, don't worry. It took us a while to get it. It's Hungarian, I think.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, well, that's where I've seen over there anyway. But yeah, no, you're right. Took us a while. We were not quite. Is it Nagy? Yeah, but no, Nage apparently is how it's actually pronounced. It's all good, but yeah, you're right. It's a good line there. Well, Steve Costin will need this because he'll be feeling the pain because the injuries he's got around his neck and shoulders. But when you're involved in the battle, all of a sudden that pain disappears.
Here comes the adrenaline.
You know it all the time. Right, we're counting down the laps because we're getting the checkered flag. We're not just counting them down, we're saying hello to the checkered flag. So Ronnie Harris, once again, the Ronnie Harris fan club, working overtime on the pit wall here, and they have every reason to do. As Will Howarth, it's a bit of a drag for the line there, and that's going to be Bill Harris just missing out at the end there. We didn't see him closing down, but all of a sudden on that last lap, he's pulled back nearly a second, and he comes across the line just 0.02 of a second behind Will Howarth. So obviously he's going to start playing the brotherly love team game, I think. Jack Bettis does hang on to 4th. It is James Nage who takes that 5th ahead of Steve Costin. Kev Lilly, Billy No Mates, he's all the way there in 7th place. Another man who's put the bike on the podium a few times. Next across the line, it should be the machine of King, and Ben comes across the line there in 8th place ahead of Jack, Wolf, Brandon Wibley. Jack taking the rookie mini-twin victory there, so 25 points in his account. And there's quite a close battle between Brandon and Connor in the championship as well. With the absence of Jack Noble, I think Rob Bryant possibly has taken the lead in the championship, and obviously the others would like to vault the man while he's away. If Jack comes back, though, he's going to be very hard to beat. Fernley next across the line ahead of Parsons, and we'll just wait for the rest of the runners and riders to find their way to the checkered flag, and we'll abandon this one and we'll move on to the next one, which of course this time, well not of course, finally we've got some decent race bikes coming onto the track there, Rick.
Yeah, good old 80s two-strokes. Welcome to the smell of the 80s.
The smell, the sound, and of course the excitement of the 80s as well. I do remember when the TZR first came out in the mid 80s there, it really was a game changer. It was a flip